Well, hello. My name is Scott Kutcher. I'm with Core Brand Group. And I keep getting pinged as it's starting to leak out about my PaaS model, my products as a service model that I'm rolling out to the sign graphics industry. And a lot of the questions are interesting. So I just thought I would dive into it and let you know how the concept came to be and what we plan on doing with it and how it can affect you in a positive way. So this is not going to be polished. It's just going to be a conversation. And if you want to know how this all works and why we're doing it and our motivation behind it, stick around and we'll just dive right into it. So after, going and doing consulting with France, right? France Lighting Solutions, helping them build out their LED lineup, helping to fine tune it and bring it to market and start to gain momentum in different programs. I did that for about 2 years. And then they encouraged me actually to form an agency. So I kind of dipped my toes in it, and this company here and this company there, and went out and talked about their products at the same time that I was leading a charge with France's products. And it went well. I mean, it went actually really well overall, but I still didn't feel like I was making the headway that truly served the industry. In other words, I was just becoming another, rep agency. And that's great. I mean, they all have their place. I got good friends at a rep agency, and I highly respect a couple of the agencies. And so it's not a dog on them. They have a place in this industry, and it's very vital and very important. But I have a lot of depth to my background. I've been very blessed to be under some very smart people that trained me and taught me things, and I've learned a lot of stuff. And a lot of it is around actually branding. A lot of it is around helping to build businesses and business development, developing new products, taking them to market. It's not just making a sale one time. It's about building the relationships that go deeper and the loyalty that's created through that process that creates a business model, or I should say a repeat business model. So that's what I was seeing. And I was frustrated. The industry's changing. Oh my gosh, is the industry changing? I've been doing this for over 3 decades. And I had my own sign shop at one point. I fabricated. I understand production to really deeply. I understand installation, all the hassles with that. I got a deep understanding of the industry. And so on this side of the business, it's different for me, right? Some health things happened with me and a bad partnership, and I was forced out of production. And so now I'm on this side of the business after spending some time with distribution. I mean, honestly, guys, I think I've done just about everything inside the industry, okay? I really have a complete perspective, and it wasn't my choice, but I'm glad I do now, right? Because I really see all the angles and I understand it. And I lean on to my own frustrations when my company was growing and scaling. I grew 200% in 1 year, and just I understand what that looks like and how it bleeds margins and screws up your cash flow. And I wasn't buying right, and then when I started buying right, I couldn't believe how much better I bought, and I was getting the right product when I needed it, and my margins were better on it on top of it because I was buying in bulk and I had one contact, and it was able to facilitate some of that. Well, it seems like that's kind of faded. That was almost the norm back in the day, right? You have guys that have been around forever that just really know their crap, and I admire greatly, like Larry Markert, and you got Don Hartford, you've got Xavier Costio, you got some amazing guys out there that really look at the industry through that lens. I mean, one of my favorites was Lenny DiPrezo, and when he passed, I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. He was a mentor. He wasn't just someone that came by my shop and sold me. He mentored me. He got in there, and why are you doing it this way? And well, I don't have the right product, but I can make a phone call for you, and he'd do it right on the spot. And it seems like that's over. There's pockets of it. There's some of us left that do it. But it just seems like the pressure is just to churn product, if I'm being honest. And I get it. It's a business, guys. I mean, I get it. We're supposed to churn product. But during all that, I saw the guys that were growing, that were starting to kill it. And I saw these frustrations around margin and cash flow and the right product and product management and making sure that, they don't have to call 20 different places for 20 different things and call one or two. And I know distribution plays a role in that, and a very critical role, and I get it. But distribution, if we're being honest, wasn't set up for those bulk buyers. They weren't set up to go in and spend time as a consultant or a industry advisor, so to speak, to help you guys accomplish the things you want to accomplish, right? To get rid of the frictions and the bottlenecks and make your lives easier and put more money in your pocket at the end of the day. None of that was happening. And on top of it all, ensuring that you're still producing a high quality product you're known for. if you're known for one. If you're not, time to up the game, in my opinion, because I'm seeing more and more people just selling on price because they forgot how to sell their own product half the time. And the world's changed, so they want everything less, right? And they commoditize part of what we've done. So we have to figure out, how do we serve them? So I was like, I don't want to build an agency. It's just another independent rep agency. I want to build one that's a business development agency, that's a branding agency, that's a sales agency that helps people to truly grow brands that matter, that truly serve the end user in such a way that loyalty goes deep. Not blind loyalty, justified, value-based loyalty. So how do you do that, right? That was the question plaguing me all last year. And last year was a cluster for, I mean, come on. Let's just be honest. With the tariffs, I loved half of the people, and I'm good friends with a lot of people in this industry. A few probably just tolerate me. God bless you for doing that. And I would say, so how's it going, man? Oh, it's going great. And you read their body language, you're like, liar. It's not going great. Are you not losing as much as other people? Probably. Are you breaking even? Wow, you're doing good. Are you 5 or 10% up? You're killing it. That was the kind of year 2025 was. That's just the way it was. That was the kind of year it was. So I stopped and thought to myself, okay, we can't let our environment dictate how we go to market, dictate how we serve people. There's got to be a way to add a bunch of value to it. Something that just a fresh set of eyes, a industry advisor type role, but no one has the extra money to pay for it usually. And the ones that do, they're just not sure, right? You got to prove your value somehow. And so I was naturally doing some of this with France. And as I did, I realized that the relationship was super deep, and what we were able to do together has been good even in the downtimes. We were one of the few that did grow a little bit last year. So it's interesting, especially with all the consolidation, right? We're in a mature industry, guys. The P&E companies have come in. They're buying everyone up. They're consolidating people. Some cases it may be good. I have yet to see a 100% good come out of it yet, because it goes from being about relationship to being about the numbers, right? Numbers should justify the relationship you have. They shouldn't steer it. That's just my philosophy. And so I go, okay, how do I do this? Not be pie in the sky, right? Not be a utopia where it's like, kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya, and really just serve and take care of my family and grow myself and make an impact on the industry that truly matters. And I know that's deep, but I just turned 55, and I want to leave a legacy. I don't want to leave this earth. When Lenny passed unexpectedly, just had a conversation the day before with him. It messed with me. And it made me go, wait a minute. I don't want to pass and not leave a legacy. He left a hell of a legacy, right? The American Sign Museum, all kinds of stuff that he did, involved and pushed, and people he helped over the years. It's good legacy. So how can I do the same? How could I leave that legacy? And that's how this all got born. That's it, right? That's the premise of frustration and consolidation, everything else I just said a few minutes ago, and just asking the deep questions, having a good friend of mine and a mentor, PaaS. And then quite frankly, seeing some other great guys because of the consolidations, move from company to company and be miserable at every company. They put on a good face. They're a soldier. They're going to go out and do their job and do it well because that's just who they are. They got ethics and they got morals and they just are good at what they do. But I talk to them and you can just tell there's pep in their steps over. There's no pep in their step anymore. And I go, ugh, that sucks. I didn't want to be that. And I don't want you to be that. I don't want you to walk into your sign shop every day and go, and dread it. You now own a job you hate. Come on. If I can eliminate some of that friction, if I can give you a little bit of joy, if we can have fun, because I'm a jokester at the same time, but also I'm that weird tech guy that loves to research everybody's product. I test everybody's LEDs and paint coatings and EMC. I'm into all of it. I love technology. I'm integrating AI like crazy right now in my own company. I'm that guy. So what if, now we're to the meat of it. What if I was to build an ecosystem focused on the friction in production and installation and inventory management. What if? That's what I did. And honestly, guys, businessman to businessman, it hurt. Because there was already one brand that I didn't feel like I was truly helping, right? And I kept coming up with these ideas, but it didn't fit their model and some innovative ways to go to market, and they weren't quite ready, or because of everything going on and products being commoditized, or materials, I should say. We just ended up parting ways. And I love the company, and I love the people in it. And at that moment, I thought, okay, if I'm going to do this, I have to make sure I'm equally yoked in this philosophy with everyone I represent. And they got to understand I'm not just another sales rep. I'm literally an industry advisor that's driving deep, information and innovation deep into the conversation by understanding what your guys' needs are first, understanding where your frictions are first, and then suggesting products I believe will fix it. And better than that, coming into your place and going, hey, let's shoot that paint and let's see how well it does. And I'll get in there with you because, hell, I was in production forever. So I'm at home in the back. Trust me. I can jump in there, and one thing I never really learned to do was, I'm going to fix that though. And so I can jump in the back and at least watch you guys and talk to you and how you populate things and all those kind of things that you need to vet a product thoroughly. It's one thing that someone goes, hey, here's a great product. Great. Give me samples. It's another thing to have someone understands production walk in and go, hey, what are you building? I think I got a product for you. Can I come back and bring that product and let's use it together and have a dialogue? To me, that makes sense. Lenny used to do that stuff. That makes sense to me. And sometimes it didn't work out. Sometimes Lenny was like, well, thought it was going to work better than that for you. No, it didn't. Okay, great. Then we move on. And I'm the same way. It's about helping you. I know, what a crazy concept. About serving you at a level that creates the loyalty for both of us that is justified. Because we're really, truly helping each other have a better life and impacting each other in a positive way. This is where the kumbaya comes in. Kumbaya, my Lord, right? But I do want some of that. I believe it's there. I've experienced it. I've got a few clients that I've got that with. And I love those relationships because they go deep. And I'm the first call. And they know I'm going to say, well, nope, on this application, I don't have the right product, but I got a product that I just tested. It's fantastic. Here's a spec sheet. Go check it out, right? And back to, I know I just get excited about it because I love where I'm going now. But for the first time since I started as an independent agency, I really believe I can make a huge impact for this industry. And I never thought I could. And I do. I really do. Not by myself, with good partners. I mean, France was the first on board. You want to do what? You want to go deeper? Well, that's kind of how we built our neon business. It was all about the relationships and building great products and really listening to the industry and making changes like the Service Master. Let's do it. We're in. Let's go. Okay, awesome. So then I started going around to all of them. Guys, this is how I want to change my model. And I shed quite a few. Quite a few were like, nope, I'm out. But amazingly, the ones that were equally yoked with me that ended up having better products than the ones that I shed for the most part came on board. They're like, yeah, this is right. This is the right way to do it. This is the way that truly helps companies that are in the growth mode. So it's one thing when you're first starting and you're trying to get going, there's a lot of resources for you. But it seems like along the way, you start getting to a certain size, everyone's begging for your business, but they're not being a resource within your business. They're not being that advisor, that extra set of eyes that maybe see things a little different because they're not in it every day. Not that they're smarter than you. They just see something different because they're not in it every day. But being that person and those, those upper mobile companies that have the regional programs, large programs, really unique projects, things of that nature, they don't get service to that level. Everyone begs for their business. Everyone buys them drinks and does whatever they got to get their business. And that's fine. That's part of business. But what value does that bring? It brings a little better price on this SKU or that SKU. But what if we could get you total spend pricing? What if we could coordinate things in such a way that your cost of acquisition goes down? What if we could take a look at your friction and your production and come up with better products, even if it's not the ones that I rep, but include some of the ones I rep to help you go to the next level. Those what ifs is what's driving me, because that's what I would want. If I still have my shop, I mean, after that 200% growth in 1 year and doing work from Rainforest Cafe to Disney, I was like, wait a minute. I want that. I want someone to help me with this. And I didn't have anyone. Because by that time, Lenny didn't know what to do with me. He had educated me as far as he could take me. So why not? Why not an agency that's focused on a PaaS model, products as a service? Interested in the products or whatever that I have, I come in and we talk about that product, sure, but I'm not going to puke a bunch of information about it. Instead, let's have a conversation, whether it starts off with a Teams call or in person or a combination of thereof. It maybe starts off at ISA this year, who knows? But let's have that conversation and continue it. It doesn't have to all happen in one call. Let me understand deeper where you want to go, and let me be a solution for you. Let me be that industry advisor that I had people be for me when I first got started. But now, as you're scaling, the ones that get forgotten, thinking that they know it all and they don't need any help. And I'm sorry, but I don't care how big you get. Just having that outside perspective sometimes makes you go, oh. And now your creativity takes off and your experience kicks in. And now you have a 10 times better solution because you looked at it from a different perspective. That's what excites me. I've already done it with a few. I rolled this out just in February, and I already landed 2 very large customers because of it. And I'm learning a lot from it. I'm learning how to serve better as I go. And it's amazing. And I'm enjoying it. And now I feel like there's a purpose behind what I do more than just selling a product. And the people that are coming on board, that are having me representing them, they get it. That's what they want too. They want your success. They want you to truly use their products in a way that increase your, brand recognition, increase your margins, your profits, your capabilities, everything that you need to truly, truly be successful. That is why I'm doing this. So I know I rambled, I took off, but I just want it to be a conversation, and I want it to be real, because that's just who I am. I rarely edit my videos because I just go. I just tell you my heart, tell you what I'm thinking, and I hope that it resonates with you. If this is something that you want to know more about, that you go, man, I want to know what this looks like inside my shop. And you're growing, or you're scaling, or you're dealing with the bigger customers, and you're seeing all the frictions inside your production or your installation, and you're just frustrated, and you're trying to figure out how you can squeeze a little more margin to fund that growth. That's what people understand, and you guys get it, but a lot of people in the industry don't understand. You got to get better margins to fund the growth. And if you've got a lot of business, you should get rewarded for that. And you shouldn't have to go through 20 people. And there are some great, I have to say this again, there are some great people managing some large accounts, and they do a great job inside the distribution model. There's some really great guys that do that, and I have a lot of admiration for them. And a few of them pop to my mind, right? And they do a good job, but it's still not as free as someone that isn't tied to flipping numbers and churning product. The perfect combination is when you talk to me about this model, and I've already got a couple of distributors that see it also. And they're like, yeah, you're the product manager and the advisor, and you're going to help them, and we're going to make sure everything's dialed in, pricing's locked in, all that, and we will be the logistics guys. We will make sure they get it. We will bring it in bulk if they don't want it in bulk, and break it down for them in little smaller bites and deliver it, and we will support these efforts as it flows through you. That's the perfect combination. That's the one where I'm like, yeah, it's amazing. And I have an online company that out of nowhere, online distribution's been, selling a lot of my product, a lot of the Frames product anyway, it's for a minute. And they become one of my best distributors. Out of nowhere said, we'll license our technology to you if you want to build something that helps you to manage things. So we built CoreDirect.com. And now, if there's a distributor that doesn't want to be on board, it doesn't want to play with us, so to speak, and help you get to the next level, there's no more bottlenecks. We're eliminating every bottleneck, from production to obtaining inventory to large purchasing power, we're eliminating them. Because if I can do that for you, if I can play a role in doing that for you, it matters, right? It matters. That can be a game changer between some success and massive success. So that's it, guys. That's what I'm doing. I've put my email below. I put my phone number below just in case you don't have it. I've got a link to a forum and some other things down in the description. Go look down in the description of this video. Click on something. Let's have a dialogue. Let's see whether or not this works. It's not for everyone. It's not. But it really is for those companies that are growing and scaling and starting to have all these friction points that are brought on by bottlenecks, and they just want to eliminate them or at least minimize them. Give me a call. Let's see if I can do something for you. I would be honored to sit down and see what you're doing and see if I can play a role. And if I can't, I promise you, I will point you to the people I believe can help you with whatever you're struggling with. Because at the end of the day, rising tides raise all boats. And our industry right now is at an interesting turning point. And I think if we do this right, and with some other innovative things that people are doing inside distribution, outside of distribution, in manufacturing, all these different things that's being done, we have an opportunity to be the masters of the next cycle in our industry. We do. Not to be ran by numbers, still be ran by relationships that then are justified by the numbers. Because you got to have both, right? You do. You have service on one side of the coin, and you have stewardship on the other side. They're the same coin. So we have to make money, but we also should be serving other people. And that's just kind of where I'm at. I hope this came across the way I wanted to, and that is heartfelt because I care about this industry deeply. And if any of you that truly know me, have gotten to know me, realize I got a big heart. I love people. I truly want to see others succeed. So again, down below, description, do what you got to do. Let's connect. I hope I can see some of you at ISA. And if not, hopefully I can see you in person. So until next time, sign on.